Hello everyone and good afternoon. So my name is Alexa Shane and Roldan and I hope you are all having a great day. So today we will be tackling about the society and education and the different philosophical perspective. So let's start. So here are the objectives. At the end of the lesson, the student will be able to discuss the relationship between society, education, and the philosophical perspective surrounding it. Evaluate the different philosophical perspective of Dewey, Counts, Brameld, and Fierry about education through gallery work. Display positive response to the philosophical perspective of Dewey, Counts, Brameld, and Fierry. Now, these are the philosophical perspectives that we are going to be tackling today. John Dewey's Learning Through Experience, George Counts Building New Social Order, Theodore Brameld, which is a social reconstructionism, and the last one is Paulo Freire, which is the critical pedagogy. So before we start with the philosophical perspective, let us first define what is society. So society is a web of relationship, and these are the relation are fundamental for understanding human behavior and different institutions of society. So the term society is rooted in the Latin word which is societas, which means friend or allies. So this term used to describe the relation or interaction among groups. Hence, we can see society as a large group of people who interact with each other, share the same culture, territory, and the way of life. Next is we have the education. So it is a process of facilitating learning or the achievement of knowledge, skill, values, belief, and habits of all human beings. So that is the most basic definitions of education. Now, according to Emil Durkheim, education is a preservation of society and culture. So it is particularly very important in complex societies where families and other primary groups are not fully equipped to prepare the young for adults, and that is expected by a larger society. Now, there were some arguments about who shapes who, whether the society are the one who shape the educational system or the educational system are the one shaping the society. But either way, we can all agree that education and society are connected with each other. So next we are going to tackle about John Dewey's learning through experience. So I know that we are all familiar with this philosophy. So Dewey considered two fundamental elements, which are the school and the civil society, to be the major topic needing attention and reconstruction to encourage experimental intelligence and plurality. So Dewey was one of the primary figures associated with the philosophy of pragmatism and is considered one of the founding thinkers of functional psychology. Now we have this his belief of learning by doing and democratic education and the reflective thinking. So there are two different types of experience according to Dewey, which is the immediate and the meditated. So when we say immediate, it is the first-hand interaction with the world and the collection of sensory data, while meditated is the meditation of immediate experience through reflection and analysis. So next we have George Counts Building New Social Order. So he is a progressive educator, sociologist, and a political activist who challenged teachers and teacher educator to use school as a means for critiquing and transforming the social order. He believed that schools could be a tool for social reforms and teacher can act as an agent of change to improve the society. So there was a pamphlet written by Counts, which titled "Dare the School Build the New Social Order" in the year 1932. In that book, Counts challenged the educator to embrace their role in societal transformation. He advocated for a curriculum that includes social issues, preparing students to engage in democratic practices. He wanted teachers to introduce different problems in the society we are facing right now and not to hide it from the student. In that way, student can be an active participant to solving the different issues in the society. Next, we have Theodore Brammel's social reconstructionism. So we are all familiar with this. So social reconstructionism is an educational philosophy that views school as the tools to solve social problems. Social reconstructionists reason that because all leaders are all product of schools, schools should provide a curriculum that foster their development. He believed that education should not only transmit knowledge but also serve as a catalyst for social transformation. So he founded the social reconstructionism as a response to horrors of World War II. He believed that education had the responsibility to mold human being into a cohesive and compassionate society. Next, we have Paulo Freire's critical pedagogy. So, he was a champion of what is known today as a critical pedagogy. It is a belief that teaching should challenge learners to examine power, structures, and pattern of inequality within the status quo. Freire criticized the traditional education method where teacher deposit information into passive student, advocating instead of the dialogic approach, which he called the banking model. Now, here are the implication of Freire's idea. Remember that teacher and children are both learners, so he called for careful consideration of the power dynamic between teachers and learners so that learning is a joint venture instead of something more authoritarian. So next, we also have to develop their critical literacy and encourage active inquiry and curiosity lead to participation. So if you observe the different philosophical perspective, you can see that they are aiming to transform traditional classroom into a more engaging classroom environment. It also talk about how they wanted the education to be a tool to change the society for the better. So that is all for our discussion for today, and thank you.